I've played many basses, but none of them have ever sustained like that. This will probably go for the rest of the episode. It'll just keep ringing out.
Yeah, that is really impressive.
Maybe my earthly curse is everything has a price.
Hello and welcome to Mothership Gear. I'm here with my friend Loren James of Lorens Emporium, and today we have a TB2000 bass. So Loren, tell us, what is this bass you're holding in your hands?
All right, this is a Travis Bean TB2000. I had been searching for these for a long time. They're kind of difficult to find since they were a very low production of these basses. I think just over 1,000 of them exist.
Right, we were looking it up. It's like, this is on vintageguitar.com. They say it is 1,000, I want to say 200. There's like a lot of really good information on here. Or no, I'm confusing that with the price. Let's see.
I think it's 1,020.
1,020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and this one is number 4, 6, 7.
Yeah, it looks like all of them are kind of low output, all the different models.
Yeah. Well, when you think of it, it's like a milled piece of aluminum all the way through. So the amount of time to cut this and then put it together seems really daunting. So to make over 1,000 guitars seems like a huge process. Especially for, building something out of aluminum is tough, but building a guitar, so, the neck has to be a certain way, and pickups and bridge. Hard work.
And we were realizing that this is kind of, if you guys go back, there's a Kramer Pacer episode where Hans goes through some of the history of Kramer, but Travis Bean and Kramer were making guitars together, or vintage guitar. This is news to me, but if you know this guitar, you probably already know this information. But pretty interesting that because Hans was telling me that Kramer makes not wood guitars in the 70s.
Yeah.
Some kind of metal. Is that what this is? Like, were they doing aluminum, or did Travis Bean split off and do aluminum?
From what I've read, I believe they were working together and then they split. Mm-hmm. And Travis did the full aluminum neck with a wood fretboard, and Kramer did, it's like an aluminum neck, but with like wood in channels on the back and a wooden fretboard, and has like a split kind of Y-shaped headstock where this one has the T for Travis.
Oh, I didn't even realize it. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I don't think the Kramers really caught on, and so he switched it up and started making the Kramer guitars that we know and love today. And Travis kept chugging away at this, kind of working with special artists, and then it phased out. I don't really remember why, but I'm sure on that website it tells.
Yeah, I'll link the article. It's a really good article. But you also brought in this dope manual that you found online.
Yeah, it's
and
like
so
the original sales sheet that I assume would have come with it.
It's the TB2000 Bible.
Amen.
So they say themselves, we don't have to speculate. We have the truth.
Yeah.
Specifications. This is a 41 3/8 long, 14.5 wide, 2 1/4 deep. That's the dimensions. Body matched 2-piece laminated Hawaiian koa wood. How does the koa wood feel in your hands?
Feels solid. I think koa's a harder wood. I forget, there's a word for how you measure hardness in woods. It starts with a J, and I was just reading about it, but I think koa's like a nicer, harder wood, and so it has different musical properties compared to like a mahogany or a walnut or a maple. And it's really beautiful. So interesting that this one is painted. Travis Bean offered white, black, red, and natural. So roll the dice. You have 1,000 bases ever made, and to get a red one is pretty cool.
Dang, that is, yeah, this is like a fairly rare guitar. I'm getting the vibe of,
Yeah.
right? Let's see, koa double cutaway, allowing full playing ease to the 20th fret. Mirror polished stainless steel, control over plate, 25 hand rubbed coats of aircraft specification lacquer. How does the lacquer feel? It looks like it's held this whole time.
Yeah, I believe this was one owner who bought it back in the 70s. And it doesn't look like it's been played a whole lot. There's a few little pick scratches right here. There's like some sweat marks dripping down from the knobs. But there's no like rust or corrosion on it. It looks like it's really held up.
Yeah. Let's see. They also say for the neck and receiver, precision machine rolled billet of Reynolds 6061 T6 aluminum. So that's the aluminum. And then Schaller tuning machines.
Yeah, the tuning head's OG.
And so Schaller, one of these days I need to, like, besides an episode of this, learn more about some of these guys, because Schaller came up also in Kramer. So I'm imagining Schaller was in the mix with both of these guys, because Schaller did the tuners and
bridges too, I think.
Yeah, on the Pacer. So Schaller's here again doing the this guitar, and then we see so Schaller tuning machines. The material of the fingerboard is rosewood. Genuine mother of pearl dot position marker inlays, dot side position markers, 20 jumbo nickel frets, fretless, available at no extra cost. A fretless version of that would be cool.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty hard to find.
Right.
I don't think I've ever seen a fretless one.
It reminds me of Zach Esposito brought in a fretless guild.
Oh, cool.
From like 1978.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got a similar body shape to that. Also played by Grateful Dead guys, I think.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think in the 70s, the fretless thing, that's like the heyday with like Jaco Pastorius being an excellent fretless player that everyone's like, I could do that too. And that's why all these fretless basses are, around on Marketplace for a lot cheaper, because no one else could do it like him.
Love that. Let's see. So then we got the bridge 3-way adjustable, 4 individually adjustable bridge pieces, heavily chrome plated, pickups, 2 high gain bass pickups utilizing 4 massive 1/4 inch and 5/8 inch magnetic pole pieces in each, working in conjunction with massive bass magnet structures.
That's a massive mouthful.
Yeah. And then, like, sometimes it's my first time reading one of these words for the first time, and so like I have to just decide how I'm going to pronounce it, and hopefully it's right. But
it was really good.
What does it sound like when you switch between the pickup selector?
I think this bass is super resonant and clear, because the neck through is more than just like a neck through with a wood body where it's the whole body. This like neck through attaches the pickups and the bridge.
Wow.
So it's like one unit just resonating. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like very Peter Gabriel adjacent. It's like punchy. It cuts through.
This will probably go for the rest of the episode. It'll just keep bringing out.
Yeah, that is really impressive.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But the pickups are really even. Really even, really clear. You could get like a modern kind of bright tone out of it if you want to do like some post-punk thing.
Right.
Or one of the users was Stanley Clark, you know. You could roll off the tone and get like a little more jazzy, mellow, deep tone out of it.
Right. It's kind of like got like a hi-fi thing going right out the gate. Let's see. Why a new idea? This is new technology, and let's see, innovating off of the 40s and the 50s. So I know there was something about a patent that happened with this, how the sound is made. So electric string, they're just basically explaining how a guitar works. But then they say the precision machine billet of a 6061 T6 aluminum that makes up one piece neck assembly of the Travis Bean guitars forms a solid metal link between both ends of the string, and instead of robbing the string of that precious movement by soaking up this vibration, it provides an ideal anchor for each end of the string, allowing it to vibrate absolutely as long as physics will allow.
We just saw that.
It just kept
going. I've had played many basses, but none of them have ever sustained like that. When I talk to other bass players or connoisseurs of instruments who've picked up, you know, holy grail bass guitars, like you pick up a Fender P bass, always around like the 4th or 6th fret, there's like a dead note. It's just kind of how the basses were made. No matter how nice it is or how set up, it's always kind of a dead note. And this one, no problem. Just goes forever.
And in case the audience is staring at your Ampeg, what's going on with the Ampeg?
Yeah, this amp is my tester amp for when I'm fixing guitars and just need to plug in really quick. And I happened to fall in love with it. It's the Ampeg G-18, which is a solid state practice amp from the 70s. And that's early solid state technology. And most of the time people think solid state from the 70s is junk. But this, I think, sounds really good on either a guitar or a bass. And the way it mimics like a tube amp when you turn it up, it gets this kind of crunchy distortion, which doesn't sound like a tube amp, but it has its own unique sound. And I think that's what makes it great.
Yeah, and then we're also paralleling into a Reddi DI, so you guys will get that hi-fi-ness as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing this. I like Travis Bean's. He's got the philosophy, honesty in advertising, consistency, honesty in manufacturing, consistency in manufacturing, honesty in purpose, and you got the sustain.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything on the market that you could find that isn't a Travis Bean or an EGC electrical guitar company. They're the ones that took over this design, and I think purchased the rights so they can make Travis Bean still.
Okay.
And they can make the EGC bass and guitars. I think that's the only thing that gives you this sound. So if you're searching for the sound, you know where to find it.
Dope. Well, where can they buy some guitars from you? Maybe not this one's special, but other special instruments.
Yeah. You can find me all over the internet on Reverb, eBay, Instagram, OfferUp. Everything is under Lorens with an S _ Emporium.
Perfect. And we've done some other episodes. You've been with Chris Darley. You guys were talking about your super rare Gibson Firebird.
Yeah.
And then your Squire bullet.
Yes.
And now you've done a Fender bullet and the Travis Bean. So
yeah. I think it's all fun, part of the journey, trying to find weird and rare instruments that inspire you when you pick them up. And it's nice to be the owner of these rare instruments for however long. But like all things, it's good to pass them on to someone else. Totally. Everything, maybe my earthly curse is everything has a price. No matter how much I love it, I'd probably sell it for the right price, you know?
Yeah. Well, if you guys want that long sustain, you know where to go.
Exactly.
So we will see you guys next time. Later. Bye.